Up a dub.
Hi! Welcome, everybody. It is Monday. It's a little bit past 6. We had some audio or technical difficulties. In other words, I had to restart my phone. But we are here, people. And this is another episode of Real Bites, episode 9. And yeah, people, you already know me. I'm Drew, and this guy is.
I'm Joe Punches. Hi, how's it going? Hi, people.
Yeah, people. It's not a big news heavy week. I tried to find some news. There really wasn't anything, I don't want to say worth talking about. There just wasn't anything at all.
Yeah.
I know the last 2 weeks were kind of the big news heavy weeks. This week is kind of it's like that day in school when it's like, hey, we're gonna watch a movie.
Right.
In this case, you're gonna watch two guys, talk about watching movies.
Yes.
For us, it's gonna be an easy show. But Joe, how are you?
Can't complain. Like I said, it's been as we discussed off air, it's been just a busy week adulting. Again, not a whole lot entertainment wise besides the usual flogging of news and necessarily news about stuff that's going on in our movie universe when it comes to stuff and things and casting news and people agreeing and disagreeing and hating shit just to hate shit. But yeah, and just little ones in middle school now, so had dealing with that and just working stuff. So that's all it is.
Yeah, I'm again, that's kind of my life, is just work and come home. I mean, I can't really complain. I mean, I can complain about one thing that's work related, but that's,
Yeah.
we're not talking about that. We're not talking. Yeah, I'm just, trying to enjoy life. I have family and friends to keep me whole, to keep me sane.
Yeah.
And I got all these movies to keep me whole and sane.
Yeah, you've been busy, my friend. I've been seeing your posts. Like, God damn, Drew. He's been seeing some shit.
Well, we got lots of content coming out, my friend. This week there's four movies coming out this week alone.
Yeah.
October, forget about it. October, we're gonna have our hands full.
Oh, we got a big one in September coming up.
Oh yeah, September, November. I think December is where it's kind of like not necessarily died down, but there's only like 2 movies to talk about. Well, 3 movies to talk about in December.
Yeah, it's doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, I'm just gonna do a quick Resident Evil, Dune, Doomsday, Werewolf. What else am I forgetting?
I think I have a list. Hold on. Keep talking.
No, I'm just saying, like, man, it's so hard to sit there and say we're nearing the end of the fucking year. Holy shit.
Let me look, because I have a list of them, but they're on here, so I can't really access it while we're talking. But keep talking.
No, we got Spirit Halloween open. Fall shit starting to come out. I mean, I've already collected because this year they're doing a special Jim Henson anniversary of the Halloween cereal. So I got them all. Chocula, Frankenberry, and who's the other one? Blueberry. Yeah, I got all 3 of them already. So, but yeah, I see the Halloween candy's already out. I haven't made a Spirit Halloween yet. I know that's getting some backlash about the fact that they're opening up early and they're already running out of shit. So, I mean, I always feel like they restock though. I always feel like even though if they open up early, like as time progresses, they will restock the stuff that. Because I think that happened last year when I walked into Spirit Halloween. I was like, "Oh man, you guys are out of this, this, and this," and they're like, "Oh, we'll get that. We'll get that back in a couple weeks." It's just
Oh
that
yeah,
was
they got to make their moolah.
heck yeah.
All right, so here are a list of movies coming out from today until the end of the year. Uh, Fuck off! I don't care. Go away. Go away. Shoo. Shoo. Yeah. Yeah. Go away. Okay. Stupid Chrome. August 28th, which is this week actually. Buddy, which was the
Oh,
horror movie about the kids TV show thing where they're all trapped in the TV show with them. Coyote versus Acme, which is getting rave reviews. The Dog Stars, which is the Ridley Scott movie with
post-apocalypse.
Sexy Frankenstein and Josh Brolin. Idiots. Hi, Andrea Rowe, 6018. And it looks like she's spamming, or this person's spamming.
Oh, well.
What? Well, I don't know. Maybe you're not. So I don't mean to jump the gun. Sorry. Idiots, which is that comedy movie with the Franco brother.
Yeah, the good one.
Yeah, the one that's not a. Yeah. That movie. What was it called? The End or something like that, or Ends, or It Ends.
Oh, the one where they're stuck on the road. Okay, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, I want to watch that. That looks interesting. I heard good things. They're also re-releasing Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Yes,
love that movie. It's one of my favorites. Let's see, and that's really all the big movies coming out this month. September, you have Onslaught, which
Well, we'll see. I mean, hopefully it's good. I mean, I like the concept, so we'll see.
Hope, that's I think it's with Fassbender. It's like another monster movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you.
They're re-releasing The Passion of the Christ. It's weird.
This time
practical.
Of year?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, they're getting ready for the sequel. Practical Magic 2. I know the missus would probably want to see that. I am not.
20 years too late.
Resident Evil, September 18th. Yes, sir. I think there's some movies missing. I have like a bunch on my freaking list. Avengers Endgame re-release, September 25th.
Do I want to spend theater money to see 5 minutes of extra footage?
You're goddamn right you will. Marvel's like, bring your ass over. Prime Time, that's the Chris Hansen movie.
I don't want to see that. Not gonna lie. Dude, Pattinson and Anne Hathaway have been freaking just
Zendaya, Tom, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, just mainly those two. The movie with Mahershala Ali, Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother.
Okay. Which
is directed by the guy who would have made a certain movie with Mahershala Ali. Yep.
Okay. See what we're trying to do. It's too early to get my blood boiling, Drew.
I will get away from this. They're re-releasing. I forgot they're re-releasing some Studio Ghibli films, which is kind of cool.
Oh, okay. That's
Princess Mononoke, which wouldn't mind seeing that on a big screen. October, you have Digger.
Ooh, yes.
With Thomas Cruise. Variety, or not Variety, Verity. That's the Anne Hathaway movie where she's like a paraplegic or something.
Oh, is that the one where shit Quayle is in it too?
Yeah, it's Dakota Johnson and
Oh yeah 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 yeah
Josh
yeah
Hartnett. They're in it.
yeah yeah Dakota Johnson. I'm sorry, not Quayle.
Um, I think I'm missing some movies for some. I remember there being a lot more on my list. Let's see. The Other Mommy, that's coming out October 9th.
That looks good.
Social Reckoning, that's on my list.
Yep.
Let's Street Fighter, October 16th.
Yes. Excited about that
Whale
one.
Fall, Whale Fall, same date.
Yeah. Oh man, that's not fair.
No, life ain't fair. Clayface, October 23rd. And on the same day is Wildwood. Have you seen the trailer for that?
Oh yes. Oh my god, that looks
That
like a
looks fucking amazing.
heartbreaking. I mean, Jesus.
That
It's
looks
like
fucking amazing. Yeah,
yeah, stop motion, right?
yeah, it's the same people that did
Coraline.
Coraline. Yeah.
Ooh, we're big Coraline fans around here.
A random ACC says, I like the wall and the ceiling of you both.
All right.
Thank you, sir or
Thanks.
madam. I don't want to offend. So thank you. And then Wicker, the movie about the guy who with the Skarsgård brother does the weird shit.
That that I'm gonna wait for that one and see what people think.
Hey, I like weird, but that's just too weird for me. So I'm good on that. All right. November 6th, Godzilla minus zero. Which I'm already hearing good things.
Me
Hell
too.
yeah. Yes, we are talking about movies. And a random ACC says, I love Sonic. I like Sonic too. Let's see. Wild Horse 9. That looks kind of good.
Which one? I'm sorry.
Wild Horse 9, that's the one with Sam Rockwell and Malkovich.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Hold on, I muted myself. All right, I'm back. I Play Rocky. That's the movie about yeah.
Rocky, right? And Rocky. Which it's so funny. When I first saw that trailer, I was just like, "Is this an like not to make fun of it?" Because after I rewatched it again and again, and I got more interested. But at first, I was like, "Is this an SNL sketch?" I was, I was like,
Yeah.
is this like a pun? Like, is this a real thing?" But then, like, I realized, like, oh, this is a real movie, and it's serious, and so I got more interested when I watched it 2 or 3 more times. But when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Is this for real?"
I mean, it helps that they found someone that literally looks and sounds like Sylvester Stallone.
But then he has nothing to do with this movie. That's
Well,
another thing.
I don't think Stallone has anything to do with Rocky going forward. Like, not even Creed.
No, I just like I want to write a movie.
No, only I can be in it. I
But
play Rocky.
one thing is, I love the fact that who's playing his dad? Matt Dillon. He's like, you got a mouthful of rocks.
It's good to see Matt Dillon and things. He's a good actor. He's always been
Yes.
a good actor. Uh, Speaking of an actor who's coming back in things, there's a movie called Ghost Soldier with Jim Caviezel.
Eh,
I say that because like he's not necessarily an actor that's canceled, but he was like reduced to doing like those conservative studio movies. Like he did that Sound of Freedom movie,
yeah.
which I'll admit I liked. I thought it was a good film. Was it a little propaganda? Yeah, but I enjoyed it. It had a coherent script at least.
Is he not coming back as Jesus?
From what I heard, no. I don't know why that made me laugh. Is he not coming back as Jesus?
He did. He just does a good job. Hey, I saw a movie in theaters, man. That was that was an experience.
No, Pedro Pascal will be playing Jesus.
Oh, oh, stop
That was
it!
so fucking awesome.
Quit hitting me! Stop. Mm.
Uh, Jesus wasn't white. Anyways,
Nope.
let's see what we got next. We have the Ebenezer movie with Johnny Depp, another
I
canceled actor.
I am actually I want to see this. I really do.
Yeah, Victorian Psycho, which is the movie about
Yeah.
was it Mia? What the hell's her name? Mia something. I forget her name, but like she's in a lot of horror stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the movie where she like everything makes her horny.
Sign me up.
Which when I saw the trailer for that, I'm like, is this an actual movie? I'm like, I don't know why, but I want to see that. Like, I know I just said I didn't want to see the Wicker thing.
Double
But this is,
feature.
I mean, I'm a guy. I don't want to see guys, whatever. What's up, Dusty Holly? But anywho, yeah, that looks interesting.
Yep.
For me, it looks interesting. What do we got? The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping.
Eh.
I'm not I'm not the biggest fan of Hunger Games, but I enjoy them. They're decent. They're decent films. I wouldn't say I'm like you know,
Yeah,
the
I'd
way
say
everyone else is.
they're fine. I mean, it's
They're
just
enjoyable.
they came out during a time when there's a lot of I don't necessarily want to say franchises, but like book novels that were coming
Yeah.
out, if that makes sense. Because you had
No, I
Hunger
get you.
Games, and then you had the Insurgent movies, and then I think they're still finishing up with Harry Potter at that time too. So it was a lot of book movies, a lot of book movies.
Let's see. What do we got next? We got Hex. That's a Disney movie. We got Fokker-in-Law.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then
So-
December, Violent Night 2, which that looks fun.
yes,
I like the first Violent Night.
me too. Me too.
And then AEW superstar MJF is going to be in Violent Night 2. And Kristen Bell is Mrs. Claus.
I'm okay with that.
Which I'm like, okay, I guess my other crush, one of many crushes from high school is coming back. Let's see. Have you heard of this film, Avengers Doomsday?
Wait, hold on. Let me check my notes here. Doomsday. Yeah, it's a little film. It's an indie film. Is it crowdfunded?
I mean, it's got to be.
Sounds
They
like
just
it.
let anyone make a film today. Yeah, it's coming out. Dune Part 3 is coming out the same day, so it's Doomsday. That's what they're promoting it as.
Half a day.
Angry Birds 3,
Kids will like it.
Jumanji Open World. That looks like shit. I like the first one. The second one was fine.
Second one, I barely got through.
I mean, the first one's a classic. You can't touch that.
All right, we're talking to Robin Williams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't touch that.
And then Werewolf, the new Robert Eggers movie.
Which I want to see another trailer for that.
I'm fine with just the one trailer because I think that's all we need.
True.
I like the fact that it's going to be all black and white. It's filmed on location. It's going to be in another language entirely. And from what I heard, Aaron Taylor Johnson doesn't speak a word in this movie.
Nope. And Lily Depp has a cleft lip, so
I mean, she fucking tore the house down in Nosferatu. She was amazing.
Doing the whole contortionist, like.
I mean, she was Freaky Nikki before Freaky Nikki. When you really think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when that scene was happening where she's just like doing all that, I just wanted to be like, stop!
Oh, and it has Defoe in it too, so I love anything with Defoe. So
Defoe is literally going to be in anything that Eggers does, which we're here for it.
Dude, we got to get that man a freaking Oscar. I mean, he's getting so close.
I have a feeling he's one of those guys that doesn't give a fuck about Oscars.
I know, but I would just. And the thing is, too, he would probably have like the quickest speech. He'd probably come like go up and be like, "Thanks," and then like fucking dip.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's Defoe. He's our guy. He's our guy forever.
Yeah.
But let's get to what we were here to talk about. So last week was a pretty packed show. We did, I think, close to 3 hours.
High and tight.
One of the things that was meant to be on the schedule, I decided to push back, partially for 2 reasons. One, because we were going over time, and I wanted more time to talk about it. And, the other being that Joe didn't watch the first episode of Lantern. So it would have been weird if I'm like, green, Hal, and brightest day, darkest night. So even before, to be honest, even before you told me that, I was like, I think we should just push it back to next week. And then you told me that, I was like, yeah, we should definitely push it back to next week. Lanterns.
Yes.
Lanterns, Green Lanterns, but we just call it Lanterns. Or they just call it Lanterns.
So many lanterns.
Exactly. Which is the newest DCU, I guess, installment. Which would make it like the 4th thing in the dude DCU. So there was Creature Commandos, Superman, Supergirl, and now you got Lanterns.
Do we include Peacemaker?
Okay, yeah, Peacemaker counts.
Yeah.
So that'd make it 5. So, I trust that you watched both episodes, right?
Yes. Yes.
So Lanterns, let me get a little bit. Actually, not Lanterns premiered. So the first 2 episodes are already in the can.
Yep.
And we're here to talk about it. We're not gonna do what we usually do and just go like episode by episode like we do with X-Men. We're gonna try and do something a little different here since first 2 episodes came out. So I'm digging it, if you can't already tell. I'm really liking the show. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm the biggest Green Lantern expert. I'm really not.
Yeah.
I'm more partial to it.
That's one thing I'm going to say is I'm probably liking this show a lot more than other people because I don't know dick about Green Lanterns or the backstory. I know the very faint overview of what the Green Lanterns are and Hal Jordan and this and that, but I don't know anything about a deep dive into it. I know it's getting a lot of, I say it's getting a lot of hate. It's just the fucking IWC, but it is what it is. But I like it. I know some people are giving it shit for being R-rated. I'm like, I don't know why that's a thing, but yeah, I'm liking it so far. It's a very I don't want to say it's like Batman Year One detective series, but it's doing that type of thing. Why are they here? What's going on? Let's trying to solve this type of thing. We'll get into it with what's Manhunters, what's so I really like the way the second episode ended. I really liked it. Give me more space shit. Which is weird because when you come to Marvel, I was like, I'm getting tired of some space shit. But yeah, I'm liking it. I like the adult themes. I like what Hal and John. I love their kind of, I don't want to say camaraderie, but they're their tension filled relationship. Let's put it that way. Because I know they're going to sit there and divulge that out as the series continues because John's chosen pretty much from an early age is what I'm assuming based on the first 2 episodes. But Drew, you take it away because you might know a little bit more than me.
As I said before, I don't know anything about Green Lantern.
I don't know, Dick.
I don't know Dick. So I mean, I guess I wouldn't say fresh. Like this isn't like a Guardians of the Galaxy thing where I'm like, who are these people? This is more just like I just know what I know. I know the names. I know who Hal Jordan is. I know who John Stewart is. I know who Jessica Cruz is. Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, and Sinestro. Kind of the gist of it for me.
Yes.
So compared to other people who know more than me when it comes to like comics and lore and all that bullshit, you know, again, I kind of stick to what I know. But so I'm just coming into this fresh. You know, my only interpretation of Green Lantern was 15 years ago to that Abomination, which I can't solely blame that on Ryan Reynolds. I really can't. I do think he was miscast. I think he's probably a better Wally West than he is a Hal Jordan, but it's another conversation for another time.
He met my wife during that show, so that movie. So, you know, it is what it is. So.
But so again, I'm digging this. I'm loving it. It's something new. I think it's something that DCU kind of needs at this moment, and not to like do the whole Supergirl tank, so the DCU's done. I'm like, no, not really. I mean, I did make my statements. I do think James Gunn is maybe being a little too overly ambitious, but that's just. I was even thinking that before that. You know, so with Lanterns. Well, Lanterns, I was looking forward to it because it looked interesting. It looked like something that I was hoping that we get more out of with our comic book genre, which is, you know, yes, give me my space shit. But the fact that you're doing True Detective, and when I say True Detective, I'm talking about good True Detective. I'm talking about first and only season True Detective with Matthew McConaughey.
The only one that really mattered.
The only one that really mattered. And then you're having the True Detective people work on the show. So you already got my money. And Kyle Chandler, Coach Taylor to me always. I think he does a great job on the show because
he's very snarky.
Which is what I love because like Kyle Chandler for the longest time, I've always seen him just play kind of the good guy and everything. Whereas in this one, he's still kind of the good guy, but he's an asshole. He has a little bit of spice to him. And yeah, I like that. I like the fact that he still has that charm to him where you're like, you're a dick, but I still want to hang.
Yeah. So for anybody who is listening, Kyle Chandler is playing who Ryan Reynolds was in the shitty Green Lantern movie.
And in this version, they already established in the first Superman movie. Oh, not first Superman. I think they already established even before the Superman movie came out that this current DCU superheroes or just meta-powered beings in general have always existed. They've existed for 300 years, and Superman came in like much, much later in life. Hey, Chris Matthews.
Yeah, and they sit there and, especially in the first episode, they said, oh, he first became Green Lantern, what they say, 96?
It was before that, actually.
Oh, okay.
Which I liked that beginning of that first episode because I remember they put a clip of it. I'm like, no, I want to see this in live action. I don't want to be spoiled or anything. So the show begins in '96 where it's a Hal Jordan being interviewed for I think 60 minutes. Yeah, and I like that they dyed Kyle Chandler's hair, and it's like you still look young, even when you have the gray hair, you still look young. And you know you have a young John Stewart with his brothers who are like, you know, you're going to get us in trouble. You need to turn this up before Dad gets home. And he's watching, he called him Kyle, Hal Jordan's interview, where the person's asking him, do you get scared? He's like, I don't get scared. You know, at a very early age, I lost my dad. So whenever you go through something traumatic like that, you don't get scared anymore. And his dad gets home, and just I guess a quick little insight of me. I grew up with a military dad. I grew up with military parents in general, but my dad, when someone gets home and they say, wait, you know, you're going to get us in trouble when he gets home, my instinct is like, his dad's going to beat his ass. Right. Because my dad beat my ass. Actually, my dad didn't really beat my ass. He just smacked me around sometimes. I deserved it. You know, as shocking as it sounds, I kind of have a little bit of a smart mouth.
No.
Yeah, me. But so when his dad got home, I kind of got tense. I'm like, is he gonna beat his ass? And he's like, so tell me his name, or you want to tell me his name? He's like, Hal something. Let's go outside. And then he grabs an apple. I'm like, what's he doing? And then he like puts an apple on his head and like pulls out his gun. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he just shoots the apple off his head. And he's like,
you scared?
Let's go get a burger, son. Oh no, before they says, are you scared? No, sir. And then he shoots the apple off his head. And he's like, let's go get a burger, son. I'm like, no. We need to talk about this. What the fuck was that? I'm like, I guess my childhood wasn't that bad because my dad never tried to shoot an apple off my head.
Yeah,
which given the opportunity, probably would have. Hi, Dad. Love you. But yeah, as far as like the rest of the show goes, like, you know, going into this episode, I think Aaron Pierre does a great job of being Jon Stewart because this is essentially a buddy cop road trip in some aspects. Because, you know, Aaron Pierre, he's kind of being the straight man to Kyle Chandler's kind of grizzled, you know, snarky ass vet.
And he's asking all the questions because he's in training. And he's like, dude, you haven't trained me for shit.
Yeah, and like he it seems like he's taking it more seriously than Hal.
Yep.
Because Hal, and isn't that really a spoiler because they show it in the trailers where like Hal is basically looking for a way out. He wants out. You know, he's done with this thing. And they did show it in the trailer where like he's talking to Sinestro, where Sinestro is like, is he your substitute? He's like, no, he's my replacement. And, you know, spoilers at the end of episode 1, it cuts to 2026 where
we're going to talk about that. Yeah.
Where you find a dead Hal Jordan, you know, where it looks like he has a gunshot wound in his head and he's missing his ring. Which is kind of interesting because you don't see John with his ring on.
Nope.
And he's supposed to be in the new Superman movie.
Futures can change.
I mean, very true. I mean, they're not just going to have Jon Stewart, the regular guy, show up. Like they're going to have, and obviously, the show's going to end with Jon Stewart, you know, with the ring. But yeah, I mean, the death of Hal Jordan, I mean, it caused a lot of anger. A lot of people
were pissed.
Which I can see why people would be angry. I was kind of shocked because I'm like, well, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Hal Jordan in the Superman movie, but this is also going through different points in time because it begins in 96 and then 2016 and then 2026. So I'm like, by that time you'd be like pretty old. So I don't know if they want an old, like that much of an old guy as far as the new Justice League. So, but I mean, that was shocking. That was definitely a gut punch.
I think there's definitely, I definitely think there's a swerve there. I mean, for them to put it out there so blatantly, it's fucking a superhero TV show. So things can change, different universes. Maybe that's like a butterfly effect. Maybe that is an outcome that can change, you know, but who knows? I could be wrong and he'll still die at the end of the season. Who knows? I mean, they haven't even announced that there's going to be a second season of this show yet, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, this is currently one of the highest rated, I think the highest rated DC show, like in history. Just going by the 2 episodes, and Damian Lindelof, I think that's his name, has already talked about ideas for a second season by bringing in other Lanterns. So, I mean, that'd be a cool idea. But you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, could it be a bait and switch where that's not really Hal? You never know. So, again, I mean, the quote I always go by is like, they want us to think that we're thinking. They want us to keep tuning in every week to be like, you know, what happened?
Right.
So, you know, we obviously won't find out until the last episode. So keep this the best. On this episode, you got to see a little bit more action, on both sides. Hal sends John back to his home to get the lantern because his ring need to be
But it's so
recharged.
dirty.
Now with this bird that like he was trying to manifest flying, but he ends up manifesting a live action bird right in front of him, which that kind of became a point of conversation where even Hal was like, "How'd you do that?" He was like, "I don't know."
Right.
Even when he didn't have the bird.
The entire thing.
Yeah, even like I forget the character's name, the bald guy that he ran into, where he's like, "How are you doing that?" He's like, "I don't fucking know."
Oh, one of the aliens.
So they're both going on two different journeys. So John shows up at Hal's mansion, which only has a mattress.
No. Looks so good.
And he finds a lantern. He also finds the suit. Where he's like, "Are you sure you don't want me to bring a suit?" He's like, No. I don't want a suit. Like, fuck it. Who cares? So he opens the box where the lantern's in, but it's in a pocket dimension.
Which was nice. I was like, oh, shit, that's cool.
I mean, I like the fact that he put it in a pocket dimension. It wasn't just one of those stupid heroes. I like the fact that they didn't make Hal stupid. They made him smart and cunning and very charming and also a dick. But they didn't make him stupid because he's like, I'm not just going to leave a lantern in like a random ass box that anyone can get into. Like it's voice commanded and it's in a pocket dimension. So I thought that was kind of fucking cool. And then but
side note from the first episode where John gets that message from a pre-recorded Hal from the ring.
Yeah.
And Hal's just like he knew immediately. He's like, what'd I say? And he's like, you said something about, oh shit, and I can't remember what.
There's hail in Nebraska or something like that?
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, I think, and they might unfold a little bit more as the season progresses. I think Hal is purposely being coy and naive with John. Because he wants John. I think he wants John to get to where he needs to be. And that's all part of the training process. So I think Hal's being very smartly stupid, if that makes sense.
No, I get what you mean. Yeah, kind of going back to going back and forth. So like the first episode ends with Hal interrogating that guy, which I've seen that actor in something. I just can't place my finger on it. Okay, there he's in something else I saw. I can't really pinpoint it. And he's interviewing him. He's asking him like routine questions, and then he's like, have you seen where does Harry Potter go to school? And he's like, what? Harry Potter. They made like 20 movies. And then that guy reveals that he is an alien. Obviously, he doesn't say what alien he is or what he's there for, but then he says, "I'm here for vengeance." And it also kind of reveals, without really revealing it, that there's dissension between Hal and the Guardians. Because anytime anyone brings up the Guardians or the Green Lantern Corps, it seems like Hal's getting defensive about it because the alien brings up the oath. He's like, "Stop it!" And then when he's about to explode, that's when Hal does the thing with the ring. Going back to this episode, John gets the lantern. He also feeds. Was it Ernest or something like that? What's his name? Earl, which is basically a plant. It's just like a monster plant, and he basically feeds him beef, and John's a vegan in this interpretation.
Yep.
So he's about to leave, and then he gets kidnapped by, and again, not the biggest Green Lantern historian. So like I forgot what they were called, but I know it was like the Orange Lanterns, right? I don't know, Chris. You're the comic guy. Who are those people? Anyone in the chat, please correct.
Well, they were the aliens that related to the aliens that were killed off in the first episode.
Okay,
that's what I got.
And then that's when they bring up Manhunters because the guy who, again, good actor. I'm blanking on his name. Who's like, "I'm not here to kill you. I'm sorry I kidnapped you, but I'm more here to recruit you because." Manhunters are what killed our race. They caused the Holocaust. So let me just give you a small taste of what happened. And then they put that thing to his ear. And then, you see John like freaking convulsing and his eyes are rolling back of his head. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that hurts just looking at it. And, he's like, hey, when you find the manhunter, let us know. So that way we can go get him. If not, we're basically just going to show up and blow ourselves up. And we don't want to kill anyone. We don't want to kill any people.
Basically going to destroy Rushville if John does get his shit done.
Exactly. Then he cuts to Hal, who Hal is kidnapping bodies from the morgue. Because
Jesus Christ.
He's just nonchalantly carrying them around and testing out the detector to find out if it's an alien detector, and it is.
Yep.
And then he goes back to Macon, Waylon Macon, who's basically king shit. He's like the big, billionaire guy who's working with somebody that he can't talk about, due to an NDA. Wonder who that is.
Bullshit.
And he tries to talk to him, and then he lets him know straight up, like, I have a dude with a sniper that's ready to shoot you if you step on the property. And Hal being Hal, he's like, I don't give a fuck. So he gets shot. And then he wakes up in the hospital, which he apparently is the only one in the hospital.
A little weird.
And yeah, he's talking to the sheriff, who obviously they have a history together. And she basically just says, listen, you got to stop undercutting me. Like, let me do my thing. Stop putting yourself in danger. Stop disrespecting me. Let me do my thing. And I was like, all right, sure. As they're walking out, Hal's like, wait, where are you from exactly? And she goes, oh, I'm from Gotham.
Yep.
First time we hear, obviously we're going to know about Gotham and Clayface, but this is the first time we've heard Gotham in the new DCU. So as soon as I heard Gotham, I went, huh? Tell me more about this Gotham. Why'd you move away from Gotham?
What's your backstory?
Inquiring minds want to know. So they're leaving, and then Hal goes back to the hotel. John's coming back, and he ends up running into the hot grandma from the last episode. They don't bone this time, unfortunately. And Hal, is carrying the lantern with pride, which again kind of goes back to what I was saying, that John seems like he's taking this more seriously because he went out of his way to protect that lantern and that bird. Whereas Hal, like you said, it almost seems like he's playing coy and maybe stupid on purpose. So then, John brings up lanterns to Hal, and Hal's like, where'd you learn that word?
No, he brought up Manhunter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Manhunter. Again, mine's all scrambled. Brings up Manhunters to Hal, and Hal's like, where'd you learn that word? And of course, doesn't want to tell him. He even tells him, like, that's a little bit above your pay grade. Later on, or no, he charges his ring, and it's like really fucking fast. He just goes.
He says it. So he says the speech like so fast, like Green Lantern's light. Like he's like hates saying it. Like he has a lot of regret when it comes to being the Green Lantern.
Yeah,
like he even said it when he opened. He's like, he brought the suit, and then John's just like, yeah, I don't want to sit there and desecrate what the suit means.
Yeah. So then he puts on the suit anyway, which I'm like, ooh, cool.
Yep.
And flies away and goes back to what I'm assuming is, again, I don't know comic lore, but I know it's like a prison. I know there's a name for it if anyone can correct me in the chat. And he's meeting up with someone. It ends up being Sinestro, who's played by an actor who, again, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I've seen that guy in things. He was in Banshee. I know that. And he was also in the sequel to The Thing, which is called The Thing. So he's playing Sinestro, and he's like, hey Hal. And then Hal just pretty much goes, what do you know about Manhunters? And he's like, what? No, hi, no, how are you? Hi, Sinestro, how are you? So what the fuck do you know about Manhunters? And he's like, I know they're the second biggest threat you're facing. So tell me about John Stewart. And then it ends. I know when a show's good, that when it goes to credits, I'm like, fuck! Like, I'm like that. I'm like, oh, I gotta wait another fucking week. This is getting good.
Yep. And I have a feeling the third episode's going to deal a lot with John's backstory and why he got chosen.
Yeah, because Laura Linney She shows up. She plays a guardian, or I
Yes.
don't know if a guardian or the guardian, but she shows up. Like you said, you get to see John's backstory. You get to see why his dad. I guess the meaning behind his dad shooting an apple off his head.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's still fucking crazy, but I guess you're not afraid. Um, yeah, again, as you can tell, we are enjoying Lanterns. It's a-okay with us.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
loving it. That's the thing is, I kind of like the fact that I don't know dick about it
mhm.
because I don't have to sit there and listen to people complain and bitch and moan about like, it's not this source material, or it's like, like I saw people be like, oh yeah, look at John, like he's treated like a little lap dog and he's fucking grandma's, and I'm like, dude, I don't care. It's a good show. I'm liking it. I'm
I
like,
saw
and
some. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I like the fact that it is more like you brought up True Detective. Like it's very much more detective work, like what's going on, and they're not overdoing the CGI. They're not overdoing the powers. Like, and I like the fact that when Hal put on the suit, he looked uncomfortable. Like he's like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to wear this. He's like, which if you remember in that episode when John was captured, the alien sit there and said like, maybe Hal let the Manhunter go, and John's just like, he wouldn't do that, and they're like, well, you just said you're not that close to Hal. Maybe he did. So, which it's building that tension where John doesn't know if he can trust Hal. Which again, I think Hal's gonna be one of those characters where he's purposely playing dumb to train John to make him ready to be the new Green Lantern. But we'll see. Again, we're 2 episodes in, and this is what, an 8 episode season.
Yeah. I'm interested. I'm interested. Jesus Christ. I'm interested to see how they handle Guy Gardner.
Which is interesting because, like I said, how well it was 1996, I believe, right, when he first showed up in the beginning of the
Yeah.
first episode. So when does yeah? So when does Guy come in to be a Green Lantern? Because he's a
I'm
human
ass-
too.
I'm assuming like in the future, like in 2026.
Oh no shit! We're gonna do a time jump.
Well, I mean that's what they've been doing. Well, because also in one of the trailers, Hal mentioned I'm the only Green Lantern. So I'm assuming Guy Gardner doesn't come until much later. So
Right, right, right.
and I like Nathan Fillion. In anything, I'm a Nathan Fillion fan. So I like him as Superman, and he was funny for that one bit in Peacemaker. So seeing him show up in a more serious, tone show, while at the same time, I still have some comedy because Kyle Chandler brings a little bit of that charm and that wit to the role, but he's more sarcastic if anything. Um, I'm still interested to see how they're going to handle it.
Yeah,
That kind of character in this show, even though again it's a Lantern show. Guy Gardner is a Green Lantern, so let's see how that works out. But
do you already have your guess on who the Manhunter is, or do you want to save that for later
I
on?
mean,
I mean, making
I want.
obviously is a huge what a lot of people are guessing.
I mean, I'll just say it like this, but I'm going to wait until we get more information from the show.
Right.
I only really know about one Manhunter. So, like, if there's other Manhunters in other comics, please let me know in the comments. But like I said, I only know one Manhunter, and I think I'm almost positive I heard there was
Wait.
an actor cast on the show that people were like, "Oh, is he Marsh or is he so and so?"
Okay, that was the question I wanted to bring up too. So, Martian Manhunter is he's part of that lineage? Is he a Manhunter as well, or is
Well, I
Martian
mean,
Manhunter?
I don't know. again,
I don't
I'm
know this
not
shit either.
I'm not familiar with Manhunter lore. Like I just know about Martian Manhunter. I know about John Johns.
That's why I want to know is Martian Manhunter a manhunter?
I don't know. Maybe he broke away and wanted to do his own thing because I know, like in Marvel, there's the Nova Corps. Chris Matthews is saying Martian Manhunter is not associated with the Manhunters.
Okay, that's why I wanted to know.
Okay, Chris Matthews would say he
Thank
also
you, Chris.
thinks Zoe Macon is the Manhunter.
Zoe, is that the
That's
chick?
the sheriff, right? That's got to be the sheriff. Well, like I said, I know there's an actor cast on this show that everyone was like, "Oh, is that Martian Man? Is that John Johns? Is that Martian Manhunter?" I'm like, could be. I don't know who that actor is.
Yeah,
but again, this is probably why this is what makes a good show is that we're theorizing like, could this be it? Could this be it?
yeah, and that's why I love about not knowing dick about this, because we're not over analyzing. We're not. This isn't X-Men where we're hypothesizing. We're not. I like going in blind, so let's keep it going.
So, but yeah, Lanterns. If you haven't already watched it, give it a watch. Let's see. Chris Matthews also posted this. He said the Manhunters are robots created by the Guardians of the OA. They said the Green Lantern Corps. They preceded the Green Lantern Corps.
Oh, so they were pretty much AI robots before the Green Lanterns came in.
Sounds like it. Interesting. You learn new things every day.
Yep.
Zoe Macon is Macon's wife.
Oh, yep.
All right.
The grandma.
I love this show so far. We love it too, Chris, as you can already tell. Let's move on to other things, which is, have you been keeping up with Reacher?
I have yet to dive into the new season. It's one of those things where I know it's there. I like the past seasons. I've just haven't delved into it yet.
You're missing some good stuff, my friend.
Is it as good as last season, friend?
It's probably better than last season.
Oh. Okay.
Reacher, again, people call it Batman without the utility belt and the money. It also helps that Alan Richardson has been pretty much putting himself out there like, I want to be Batman. Let me be the DCU Batman. Which
new rumors dropped this week, so we'll see.
That kind of creates a problem. And it's maybe like a superficial problem of like, he's such a big motherfucker. And
the thing is, he'd make a great Batman. I don't know if he'd make a great Bruce Wayne.
Well, that'd be the problem, is that he's so big. And the whole point of being Batman is that nobody's supposed to know who you are. And so if they see Alan Richardson walking around as Bruce Wayne, it's like, wait a minute. Are you Batman? No.
I don't know too many other 6'5" dudes walking around like a shit brick house.
Literally nobody in Gotham is your size except for Batman. You got to be Batman. So,
right.
And I like Alan Richardson. I also think they might want to go younger and not go with the most obvious choice.
Right.
So, which again, I always say fresh faces. We need fresh faces. And Alan Richardson, love him, but he's also starting to, borderline that point of like, I'm seeing him in everything. So
I agree.
But yeah, Reacher's awesome. I'm glad he has his own thing with Reacher. This season, I'm very much enjoying. It kind of put him in that new territory. Not that new territory, but it puts him in that environment of all Reacher needs is these. He just needs his fist. When in season 2, when they gave Reacher weapons, I was like, he's already a walking weapon.
Yep.
It's like when Scott Steiner walked around with a tiger. It's like, why do you need a tiger? You're already a big motherfucker as it is. You can kill people. So this season, Reacher's in Philly, and then he stumbles upon a crime. I won't give away too much because I know you haven't seen it. He stumbles upon a crime. He's basically trying to help someone, but then something happens, and he basically, like all these Reacher shows work, trouble always seems to find him. And I dig it. I think it's great. The most recent episode had a plot twist that I should have seen coming, but the way they set it up, again, like with Lanterns, I went and then they went to credits. I'm like, we gotta wait. Wait till Wednesday. Gotta wait till Wednesday morning at 2 a.m. when they drop these motherfuckers. And the actress's name who plays, I guess, the new. I won't give too much away about her because it's kind of wrapped up in a spoiler. She kind of plays the new, not necessarily love interest, but I guess the one that you see her and immediately go, you're gonna hook up with Reacher, and guess what happens?
She hooks up with Reacher.
Yeah, well, it's like look for the hot chick in every season of Reacher, and you're like, yep, they're getting it on. It doesn't help that Reacher always has his scenes where he has to have his shirt off and like sewing up his like cuts and bullet wounds. He's like, yeah, like doing all that shit. I'm like, God damn it, I hate you. I love you, but I hate that. I hate you because I want to be you. And it's dad cinema.
Sorry, I just noticed you and I are both looking at the TV at the same time.
Yeah, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna put this up so I don't have to look at her. I'm gonna put this up so it can block my vision. But Reacher, people, watch it. It's awesome. It's every season is worth watching. It's dad cinema. It's the show of the week. It's the episode of the week. It's great action. Al Richardson was born to play this role, not 5'6" Tom Cruise fighting 6 guys at once, because that's how shit works. But not big bulking Reacher, who this is all he needs. And they've already announced a season 5.
Oh wow!
So,
okay.
The world of Reacher is in good hands. So please watch it. Let's see. I finished Batman: The Caped Crusader season 2.
How was it?
It was very good. I really enjoyed the first season. This season, maybe not as much. It was a little slow. It took a while to kind of get to the point, and once it did, it was very satisfying. This series it pays homage to the '90s animated series, but it's not doing the X-Men '97 thing where it's like this is a direct sequel from that. It's like, no, this is its own thing, while still paying homage to the '90s, to that '90s era, because they did bring back the original writers and animators. I know Bruce Timm is a part of this one. It's on Prime because Warner Brothers is fucking weird. But it's on Prime. Was it Hamish Linklater? That's his name. He plays Bruce Wayne Batman. And every character on this show is a completely new version of the characters that we've seen in past iterations. So I like the fact that they type into the psychotic version of Bruce Wayne instead of just like, I'm Bruce Wayne, I'm charming millionaire, and I'm also cool. I'm also Batman. I'm cool. Like, there's one episode in season 1 where he just scares the shit out. He just treats Alfred like shit. Like there's like he's coming out of a doctor's office, and he's just like, "Hey guys, it was awesome seeing you." And then he turns to Alfred, "Drive." Like he scares the shit out of Alfred. Like there's one episode where it shows the backstory of his parents getting killed again. Instead, they don't just make Bruce a scared little kid. They make him the one who wants to scare other kids.
Oh wow!
Like Alfred's in his bed, and Bruce just shows up like at the foot of his bed, and Alfred's like, "What's wrong, Master Wayne? I'm gonna kill all of them. They're all gonna die." And I'm like, Alfred, you better jump on that because that's gonna be a problem.
Damn. So,
and eventually that changes because something happens to Alfred, and Bruce is like, maybe I should stop being a piece of shit. Pretty much, this guy's always raised me. He's pretty much been my dad, so I gotta I gotta look out for the person it was. Definitely.
Right.
And everybody else is different. Harley Quinn's different. She's not the one doting on the Joker. As a matter of fact, she'd be the one to make Joker her bitch.
Oh wow.
And then they make her Asian, which again everybody's gonna be like, ooh. It's like, so you want every interpretation of Harley Quinn to be like Mr. J? Like, no, these characters need to evolve. And this interpretation I thought was a badass. So I like that. And again, for that certain red pill audience, she's in a relationship with Renee Montoya, a woman.
Oh my god. Never heard that before.
So yeah. And then they make Commissioner Gordon black, just like they made him black in the Batman. So people are going to get mad.
Nothing different.
And then they made the Penguin a woman who was thick as hell, which I'm like, okay, Mrs. Cobblepot. And let's see, the Joker they added a new twist on, which I thought was interesting. So instead of just making him another version of Mark Hamill, they made him German, and he wasn't laughing. Like he was more just talking to Batman. He's like, "Yes, Batman, brother. We need to turn Gotham into. We need to expose the world to what Gotham really is, brother."
Wow.
Like he's just very monotone and creepy. I was like, I'm digging this. I'm digging this new version of Joker. And he doesn't laugh. He maybe laughs at the end, but like Batman, kind of chuckles, or he's like, ha, 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 "You're the joke's on you." And there's different interpretations. Everybody's a different interpretation of Riddler, where he's less of a nerd and more of a mob boss. Which I'm like, okay, that's new. And they bring in, what's her name? The Robin, but it's the girl. It's a little girl Robin with the glasses. I forget her name. Anyways, she shows up, and again, the first season I thought was a little better. This season, there's a lot going on because the Joker does what he always does, and that's try to turn everybody in Gotham, against each other. He makes everybody else laugh. He's the only one that doesn't laugh. And there's one scene at the end, like in the last episode. It kind of reminds me of Weapons, where everybody just lashes out and starts beating the shit out of each other. I'm like, that was pretty violent. And I don't know if there's going to be a season 3 because I don't think this season was talked about enough as opposed to the first season. I wouldn't mind a season 3 because I think there's so much more you can do with this world. But we'll see. So that is my Batman Crusader season goals. Also, season 15 of King of the Hill. I'm a Texan, so King of the Hill resonates with me.
Right.
They keep the formula on what made the original series work. They don't try to make it woke. Basically, it's Hank Hill living in a world that he doesn't recognize, and he's still going to be Hank Hill. He's going to be stubborn about it, but he's still trying to acclimate to it while allowing other people to acclimate to him. So that's kind of the short gist of it. But those are the TV shows I've been watching. Do you want to do your what you've been watching, or what do you want to do?
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't. Besides catching up with the Lanterns, I did watch 2 movies. I didn't get a chance to go to the theaters this week, unfortunately. Which you'll make up for that when we get to what you've been watching, because I know you've been a busy fella. But I did watch 2 movies. I watched Mother Mary, which was the Anne Hathaway kind of Taylor Swift, psychedelic, trippy, Suspiria mixed in with some Black Swan. I wish I would have done mushrooms while watching this movie type of thing. But Anne Hathaway is fucking great in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, have you seen it, Mother Mary?
No. I know what you're talking about. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah. Basically, she's doing a new music tour. She gets a new song that she's coming out with, and she needs the perfect dress. She's not getting it with who she's with. So she goes to an old friend slash flame. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much because I do want people to watch this because there's this movie has a lot of layer. This if you want an A24 movie, this is an A24 movie. I mean, there's a lot of visuals, a lot of really great cinematography, a lot of interpretations of what you watch is you're gonna have to take it for what you see. And not really the biggest fan of that sometimes. And towards the end, I really wasn't the big fan of that um, with this, but I will say visually, it's stunning. There's a particular scene where, um, because like I said, she's trying to reconcile a friendship with her um, old seamstress, which was a best friend slash. They don't say they had a loving relationship, but they kind of hint at it as the movie progresses. That there was a deep relationship there. And when Anne Hathaway's character got bigger, got more popular, she kind of ditched her, kind of threw off to the side, and got a new publishing team, a new um, stylist, new um, basically people to look after her, and kind of dished her love interest threw her to the side, as I said. Um, and during that time, during that process, in that estranged relationship, Anne Hathaway's went through a lot of turmoil, a lot of internal grief and pain and anguish and depression, which they do hint at. They do deal with some kind of dark material about what depression can do to you, and with when not handled correctly, you might do some stuff, some self harm, as I would say. Um, but it also deals with some existential horror elements, like I don't say being haunted, but being haunted by like kind of that built up grief because there is a ghost in this movie, but it's more of like I say, eternal pain that kind of manifests itself into like a ghost type thing. Like I say, it's hard to describe because this is an A24 film, so there's a lot of layers. But again, visually stunning. There's some really good music in this. Um, I don't the ex best friend. I never recognize. I mean, she's great in this. I feel like she probably has done some theater work, but Anne Hathaway carries this fucking movie. And she looks gorgeous. So that's the plus. Um, and oh my God. And the reason I bring up Suspiria is because there's this moment in the film where she's trying to rekindle this friendship. She's like, "Oh, I wrote this new song, and this new song's kind of about you. Do you want to hear it?" And her friend's just like, "No, I gave up listening to you when you ditched me. I don't want to hear your music anymore." And her friend at the same time is trying to come up with the perfect outfit for this new tour. I mean, that's the whole reason Anne Hathaway's there. And Anne Hathaway's like, "Well, I do my own dancing for the song." And she's like, "Okay, do the dance." And she's like, "Oh, I kind of knew the music." No, no, no music. Do the dance. And for a legit 2 to 3 minutes, Anne Hathaway is doing this full physical dance routine. And it is like she's flopping around, she's bending her body in ways which I didn't realize Anne Hathaway could bend that way. And it's very uncomfortable because there's it's just her and she's doing this heavy breathing because she's trying to like do these moves and she's like going and she's like flopping on the ground like contortionist shit. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh,
You're just gonna have to see it. I mean, and again, the ending's very. It's one of those. Again, it's A24. I stress this because if you know A24, sometimes they have those ambiguous endings where it's like, well, just take it for how you want to take it. So I gave it I think I gave it a 7 out of 10. Like, because most of it takes place in um, the best, the ex best friends, like um, studio where she makes up all the costumes and everything. And that's why she's trying to come up with the perfect costume for Anne Hathaway. And they're just trying to reconcile their relationship. And it gets weird because it deals with some ghosts and exorcisms. And you just have to watch it. That's all I gotta say. It's an hour and a half. It's not long, but it gets weird. And it's, as I say, mad props to Anne Hathaway. She's having a fucking killer year, and this movie definitely fell under the radar. Like, I don't think it got a lot of love in the theaters. Like, it probably underperformed, but I would say definitely check it out. It's on HBO Max, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it because it is weird. It's fucked up, but it's Anne Hathaway, and they're saying this. That's all I'm going to say.
well, shit. That's all you had to tell me, man.
Have you seen Love and Other Drugs? That's all I got to say. But okay, so I watched that and I got around because I wanted to watch this. There was a lot of hype around it, got really good reviews. I watched The Invite
Okay.
with Seth Rogen, Olivia Wilde,
Mhm.
Ed Norton, and
Mhm.
Penelope Cruz. Basically, this is filmed in one setting. Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde's apartment. They're there the entire fucking time. And it's basically Olivia Wilde invites over their new neighbors or newish neighbors, which is Ed Norton and Penelope Cruz. And Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde, very, I mean, you get it from the beginning that their relationship is shit. Like they've been together forever. They're not happy. They argue a lot. But this movie plays out so much like a play. Like there is so much talking going on between at first the two characters, and then when Ed Norton and Penelope Cruz comes in, like there's just so much talking back and forth. Like it just you're sitting there and you're just following these conversations. Like it almost feels like improv, and it does feel like it plays out like a play set in one setting. And I don't know how much I want to get into this because they really don't get into it. Like I rewatched the trailers because I want to make sure I don't give too much, but there's things that there's a lot to Seth Rogen's, and his name's Joe in the movie, by the way. So
Yeah.
there is stuff that I relate to this. Like he's very much like I don't give a fuck. Like, and he'll say stuff that's on his mind, and there's stuff he wants to say, especially when it comes to his relationship and when it comes to these two people that come in for the invite, which is a double entendre as the movie progresses because again, shit gets weird. Um, I'm gonna say this. I don't think it's a big enough spoiler, but Seth Rogen has a real big problem with Ed Norton and Penelope Cruz is because they're neighbors and they're constantly having loud sex. And it's pissing him off because it's all night. And the thing is, oh my God, like the back and forth convos in this is like, it's so fucking like it is. It's really fucking funny. It's awkward because there's like him and Olivia Wilde are going back and forth about the fact that they can hear Penelope Cruz orgasm, like the best orgasm ever, every night, and it's pissing Seth Rogen off so much. Is just like nobody fucks that much. That's nobody does that. He's like, what's going on up there? And as Edward Norton and Penelope Cruz comes over and stuff is divulged, again, shit gets weird. I'm gonna leave it just as that. Like, I don't want to give it away because Drew, you gotta watch this. There's so much good dialogue in this.
I've been wanting to watch it. Like it was actually on my list because it looked interesting.
And the thing is, again, the set very minimalistic. They're in the apartment the entire time,
and I dig that.
And it starts off like again, like, and she invites them over. Like that's something she's wanting to do. Like, you know, they're neighbors. They seem so nice, and Seth Rogen's just like, and he's talking about Edward Norton. He's like, yeah, she's nice, but he's a weird motherfucker. He's like, he always wants eye contact. He always wants to talk about shit. And he's like, that's fucking weird. He's like,
that sounds like something exactly how I would say it.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's so much good back and forth. Like again, the dialogue is so on point, especially with people that are in a struggling relationship. Because it's so fucking funny. He walks in and she's like setting this house up, setting the apartment up to look nice. He's like, did you buy a fucking rug to impress the neighbors? And she's like, yeah. He's like, that looks like an expensive fucking rug. She's like, it was okay. He's like, is that a charcuterie board? He's like, I'm fucking starving. He's like, I'm fucking starving. She's like, don't touch it. She's like, I made that. She's like, it took me all day. And he's like, I'm fucking hungry. I just want a fucking pickle. Can I have a fucking pickle?
I can hear that in Seth's voice exactly.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I did. I like this movie so freaking much. It ended the way I thought it was going to end. I do not want to call this a rom-com because it's not. It's very much a drama with some very key character building elements throughout. Okay, thank you. Bye. I'm being loud. Sorry. Dude, things I want to say about this film, I can't. You have to watch it because it gets.
Cool.
They talk about some very hard R stuff.
So where's it on? Where'd you watch it?
I rented it off of Apple TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will watch it using some not legal means then.
Yeah, but it's again those four characters in the apartment.
You have me.
There's this part between Penelope Cruz and Seth Rogen. I was like, that would be
you got my money. You got my money.
You need to watch it and just let me know what you think because it's again, I will say dialogue is some of the best because it is, especially when all four of them get talking back and forth, like they're talking over each other, but it's done in such a good fucking way. Again, like it feels like a play. Like, because it's just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Penelope Cruz is telling Edward Norton, shut the fuck up. And Seth Rogen is going just like, fuck y'all. And it's just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, it's just give and take. And it's just like, oh, it's so fucking good. And the fact that it's directed by Olivia Wilde, because I'm not the biggest fan of her. I think she's kind of a douche sometimes. But they're all so good.
Yeah.
They're good. 4 characters, 4 people, 1 space. So good. I gave that a 9 out of 10.
That's high praise. All right.
And that's all I watched. Now, you go ahead, because I know you've seen some shit.
I might just watch that after we get off here. Because now you sold me.
You've got to. And then please message me back, because, God, it's so good.
So I watched 2 movies last week. 2 movies that premiered. Well, one technically premiered an unlimited release, but got a huge theatrical release.
Which I'm jealous because I couldn't see it here.
Last week. And then last week was a movie that was already going to premiere. So the first one I watched was Insidious Into the Further, which is the 6th Insidious movie. I like the first Insidious. It's one of my favorite horror movies to watch. The second one's all right, even though I do see kind of some of the flaws in it. Third one's okay. Fourth one I liked up until maybe the second act, which is when it just did this. And then the Red Door, I'm just like, man.
Red Door sucked ass.
Which Patrick Wilson directed that. I'm like, come on, Patrick, you know better.
He did it for the movie.
Exactly. And then when I saw the trailer for this one, I went, And then I heard good word of mouth that apparently this had the highest rating on Rotten Tomatoes for any of the movies, for any of the Insidious movies. So I'm like, I guess we're checking this out then. And I'm here to say it is good. It's not great.
But good.
It's not perfect. It's not Obsession, which then again, we need to stop comparing everything to Obsession, because Obsession is a movie that's...
Which just grossed over 500 million.
Exactly. Obsession should be on its own island. Like, we should all just look at these films as they are.
So would you compare this to the second?
I would say it's the second best one in the series.
Okay.
I think it has a better story. They definitely get away from the family thing. They have a new director. His name is Jacob Chase, who directed Come Play, which was the one about Larry, the one coming out of the...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which he directed that short film, by the way. So, and Come Play was actually pretty good. It was actually a lot better than because it came out during the pandemic. And I was like, oh, it was actually not terrible. Yep. Pretty good story. And I've noticed with this film, the central theme is family. Because the way the film begins, it doesn't even seem like an Insidious movie. Like, it starts off like I'm like, is this an Insidious movie? This doesn't look like an Insidious movie. Because it starts off in the past with the younger version of the main character. And I like how this film's shot. I think this might be the best shot, the best cinematography in an Insidious film, because it looks entirely different. The first half of the... Which is
always great. If they can sit there and do something with something that's been done, but do it differently. I mean, that's always a plus.
Right, because look at what they do with Final Destination. They brought in a new director or directors that felt more inspired, and they told a different story, to where it wasn't always about like, hey, remember flight blah 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 from 19 whatever. Like, they did something different. And this one, they did something different. Obviously they brought back Lynn Shay, but they stayed completely away from the family. They still talked about the further, but this had a new cast, a new family, had fresh faces. And I thought the actors were good. I thought the main character, who I believe her name is Alice Eve, she was in Haunting on Blood Manor. And that's one thing I recognize her from. And she was good because she's pretty much in 98% of the movie. Like, there's never a point where you don't see her. And she's good. She's likable. The actress who plays her daughter, she was good too, because she wasn't annoying. She wasn't doing the annoying kid stuff. Like, they actually seem like a mother and daughter. Well, I guess today, where they just came off more as like best friends.
Right.
The actor who played the boyfriend, he was in Twisters. And he was good because like they didn't make him the stereotypical stupid, useless boyfriend. Matter of fact, they gave him a purpose, and he actually believed it. You know, like when she was saying this shit's happening, he's like, okay, I'll believe you. Like I'll help you. The only thing that kind of bothered me was that he was a police officer, and he literally, it seemed like he was the only police officer in town.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm like, where are the other police officers? Oh yeah, this is Blumhouse. They're cheap. They don't want to hire them.
Right.
And Lynn Shay comes back as Elise, and to be honest, she didn't really serve a purpose in this movie other than to just hold up a lantern and, you know, guide the main character in the further. She didn't really have much to do. I don't blame that on her. I blame that she's, you know, she literally had shit to do in this film. And just some good moments of tension in the beginning because like there was next to no music playing at certain points in the movie, and I dug that. I like the fact that they just let certain scares, you know, kind of play out on their own instead of doing the whole. Okay, good. Like they didn't do that shit. There's a good scene in I call it a couch fortress.
Oh,
where
I saw the trailer.
Obviously someone saw the back. Well, granted, this film before the back rooms, but if you saw the back rooms, like this was claustrophobia to the T.
Oh wow.
It was very well directed, very well done, and it was probably the easiest thing to do, and they were able to pull it off.
Good.
And another scene involving the dentist, and I'll just leave it at that. Which I have a friend who actually is a dentist, and she saw that movie. She's like, as a dentist, that offended me. I'm just asking her all these questions, and she's like, I had so many questions, I don't even know how to answer. And just they had that claustrophobia scene with that couch fortress, and then they had a gross scene with the dentist.
Oh,
like they knew how to get us.
Right.
So basically, if you were eating food before or during the movie, you'd be like, So that's all I'm going to say with that.
Nice.
The movie isn't perfect because they do bring in that schlockiness of Blumhouse and Insidious, where it's like, oh, like look at me, I'm smiling all the time and I'm scary. It's like, okay. The makeup I did think looked a lot better in this one. The movie at the end, like the big climax, it does get a little goofy. And it does have that very quintessential, and we're all happy, and we're all gonna be happily ever after, even though some crazy shit happened that we all have to explain later on. But we're happy. Aren't you happy? Yay! And then there's a dog in the film, but the dog's fine.
Good.
The dog actually makes it out. Like as soon as the door opens, the dog's like, "I'm out of here." And then there's a scene involving a fingernail being torn off, which I fucking hate. Fuck you, Insidious. You get an F for that. I'm playing. But I would say I give this a C. I give this a solid C. It's stupid, dumb fun. And that's and Joe blacked out. I'm pretty sure he just got a phone call. But yeah, it's C. It's watchable. It's stupid, dumb fun. It's something you can maybe throw on during Halloween. And it's kind of an easy, watch. And yeah, Joe's gone because he's scared of the further. I think there's another Insidious movie coming out. I think it's a spinoff called where it doesn't really have anything to do with the further. I think it's going to be called The Tethered or something like that. That's literally the last thing I heard about that, which they're going to be doing more of these Insidious films because this one made money. All of them made money, but I think this had the highest opening for any Insidious film. So there's gonna be more. And Joe's back.
I'm back. I love spam calls. They're the best.
Me too. Are you sure you didn't get scared of the further?
I was dragged in. Tiptoe through the
But I was saying, again, this movie's stupid, dumb fun. It's easy to get through. I think it's only an hour and a half.
It's popcorn.
And it made money, so they're going to make even more Insidious films, which My only thing is like, okay, since the whole thing with the further is that a door opened again and it's closed again. It's like, okay, how many fucking doors are opened?
How many red doors do you need?
It's like, God damn it, paint that goddamn door and let this shit be done with. But that's Insidious, Out of the Further. An easy watch. It's a popcorn flick.
Yep.
Well, don't eat any food during the day. So let's put it that way. Another movie I watched, which is high on my list, was Tony.
I heard.
Which I have to clear my throat. Sorry. Which is the movie about Anthony Bourdain. Like with Lanterns, I don't really know much about Anthony Bourdain. I know our friend John Draper knows a lot about Anthony Bourdain, so he'd be the guy to ask. But this isn't your typical biopic. I think this is the best way to do a biopic because it's. I think when you find a certain part in a person's life and focus on that, that's more interesting than like beginning, middle, and end. You know, and usually biopics can be hit or miss. I think one of the biggest reasons, other than what I just mentioned, is that there's a lot of fluff. It feels too safe. I know people love the Michael Jackson film, and I don't blame them. You know, it made $1 billion, and there's going to be a sequel, but like that was a very safe film. You know, that was like Michael is perfect in every way. He never does anything wrong. He does this. He's Superman. He moonwalks. He's perfect in every way. And with this one, the movie literally begins with a quote from Anthony Bourdain saying, "I deserve to get my ass kicked. I was a fucking asshole back in the day." This is a quote from Anthony Bourdain saying that. So this movie wasn't safe. This movie really portrayed Anthony Bourdain as an arrogant fucking prick.
Right.
And Dominic Sessa, who was in The Holdovers, yes. It's funny, I compared those movies together where I'm like, Dominic Sessa plays a guy who's taking a break from school while he's being watched by an older man. And this movie isn't any different. And I thought he was great in The Holdovers. Holdovers, surprisingly, the year it came out was one of my favorite movies of the year. It was in my top 10. I think it was in my top 5, actually. And he was great in that. And that was actually his first movie. Like his first ever like movie, like anything. And then he was in the Now You See Me movie, which didn't watch it. And he was a star of this movie as Anthony Bourdain, and he's great in this movie. What else can I say? He is just from top to bottom, like this kid has a future.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those actors where I'm like, if I see him in anything, I gotta watch. I didn't see the Now You See Me movie, but then again, nobody did. But if I see him in more movies like this, I need to see him. And he's the star of the movie, and he's great. He really, again, they're not afraid to really show him the way he was kind of meant to be, Anthony Bourdain, which is like, at one time I was a prick to be around. I was a dick to everybody. I was a dick to my friends. I was kind of a liar. Well, he was like, you know, in the movie, he's going up for this fellowship in college. He doesn't get it, but then he lies about getting it. You know, his parents, he has the dad who's like, you know, supporting him in every way. He's like, "Hey, son, you know, I'm proud of you. Let me give you a hug." Whereas his mom, I believe his mom was a teacher. So she's basically the hard ass in the film, where she's right. Like, okay. And then he had a brother too. And so he ends up going to Cape Cod to basically follow this girl who I believe her name is Emily Jones, who, again, another actress who I think is great. She was in Task, the series Task. Yeah. And she was in this, and she played the love interest, which I don't know if that's who he ended up marrying in real life. But he follows her, but then he lies saying like, "Hey, I'm here to write a book because I just got that fellowship. And, you know, I came here, you know, to meet up with some people to do a book. Can you help me write my book?" But again, in the beginning, he's a piece of shit because he ends up losing all of his money. He gets drunk at a bar, and they throw him out. And one of the waiters, they punch him right in the face, and he gets a black eye. He ends up working for that same restaurant because he wakes up in a random hammock at some dude's house, and he's like, "What the fuck?" That ends up being Antonio Banderas, who plays the chef that kind of takes him under his wing. And I talked about Sessa being great. Antonio Banderas basically is the stand-up of this movie, and that shouldn't be a surprise because he's fucking Antonio Banderas. Like he makes
Right.
everything interesting. I mentioned with last week, I was talking about Rivals of Amziah King, where like where like they took the idea of bees and made that the poignant message of the movie. Whereas in this one, the poignant message of food is that it brings everyone together. It brings the community together. And I'm listening to Antonio Banderas talk about food. I'm like, tell me more, Antonio. And it was making me hungry too. And also the way the movie's shot. The movie is so beautifully shot. They actually shoot at Cape Cod.
Oh, nice.
Like it's not like we're gonna shoot in a fucking New Zealand and make it look like Cape Cod. It's like no, they actually shot at Cape Cod. The director, set up shop at Cape Cod, and it's just I'm just watching like these random scenes of them at the beach. Just a simple shot of like the outside of someone's porch and it's nighttime and they're at a beach. I'm like, ah. Like I just want to take that. I just want to frame that shot and put it like on my wall and just stare at it and be like, I'm at a beach. I don't have to worry about anything else.
I'm at peace.
And again, the movie's just very, I don't want to say simple, but it has a goal and it gets to it.
Good.
And at the end of the day, it's like the only really pure character is, Antonio Banderas, because it's like he works in this kitchen with a bunch of just shady people where all of them like literally will show up to work drunk. They'll like there's like a scene where they're doing cocaine while they're supposed to be cooking. And Antonio Banderas is just like, whatever. But the second they take God's name in vain, he's like, no, don't do that. He's like, what? What are you talking about? Don't say that. Like every morning he always like splashes water on Tony's face to wake him up. And one day he's like, we're going to church. I don't go to church. I don't believe in God. You don't believe in God? You believe in the sky, don't you? Come with me. You're going to church. So just the camaraderie between all the actors in the film, I just thought worked. And it was just a beautifully made film. It was a great film. Does have a little bit of drag, maybe for like 5 minutes, but it's expected in an A24 film that's essentially a period piece,
right?
And about human beings. Like this isn't like the A24 film you mentioned where it's just like supernatural freaky shit. Like this is just like actual people talking, and a lot of the film is like setting up the person Tony to be who he is meant to be.
Right.
Throughout the whole movie, he likes to be called Tony. Like when people call him Anthony, he's like, "Don't call me Anthony. Only my mom calls me Anthony. My friends call me Tony." And then towards the end of the movie, there's this nice scene with him and Antonio Banderas, where he's like, "Anthony's a better name. Sounds more manly." He's like, "Yeah, that's what my mom says. Smart woman." And so, the film ends with him kind of going on to be who he's going to be. And I mean, you can all spoil it, but it actually fucking happened. Like he's talking to, I guess the Culinary Institute of America, I think is what they're called.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting a letter from the chef Antonio Banderas, who just happens to be like this world famous chef that worked at Michelin star restaurants in London and fucking New York. And it's him like pretty much putting this kid over, because the only experience that Anthony has is just working in that kitchen. That was his first time cooking and finding his passion for food. And then, they're asking him, what's your name? My name's Anthony Bourdain. And then it cuts the credits and just showing all of Anthony's life. And
that's cool.
Like, again, I didn't know much about Anthony Bourdain. I just kind of knew what I knew. I know he had that show. I think it was on like Destination America.
Yep.
And I would just see that pop on, but that's pretty much the extent of what I know about Anthony Bourdain. So now this makes me want to learn more about him. He always came across as just a dude. Like he didn't seem snobby or stuck up. Like he lived a life. Like he lived a life that I think a lot of people would want to live. But he just came across as a dude.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's a movie that I wanted to see. Unfortunately, it wasn't playing around here. But it's so funny. Like, so I have a Samsung TV, and so Samsung has their own channels. If you're connected to Wi-Fi, like they have their own channels that they play periodically throughout the day, 24/7. And funny thing is they had an Anthony Bourdain show on, and he was in fucking Kansas City,
Mm.
which is fucking 50 minutes away from me. And he's sitting there eating at a burger joint at 1 o'clock in the morning, going like, this is what the Midwest is. He's talking about like homegrown burgers and onion rings and fries, and you know, I was like, holy shit! I was like, this guy was, you know, just down the road from where I'm. And of course, this is probably like 10, 15 years ago, maybe 20. But I'm just like, oh, that's some cool shit. And he's sitting there in like Kansas City, which is like big area from where I'm from, and he's just talking about eating burgers at 1 o'clock in the morning and just how that's a thing you do after you go to the bars or you go to a music concert. You get a burger, you go get a milkshake, to wing off the buzz that you have after all night drinking. So I was like, oh man, that's kind of cool.
I mean, that's the life, man. I mean, again, what I just said, the guy just seemed like a dude because he can
Yep.
go to like a 5-star restaurant and try their cuisine. And like you said, he just goes to a burger joint, just has a burger at fucking 2 a.m.
Yep.
That's the life he lives. Like he's like, my bar isn't very high. Like I can be 5-star and I can also be just like, I just want a burger. Like just give me a burger. So it's, again, just the guy I came across is always very interesting, and it sucks, because he is no longer here. The circumstances as to what happened is
Yeah,
still a
and
mystery to this day.
yeah, that's one thing. I didn't know if they were going to touch on that in the movie or if they were just
No,
going to focus on
no,
his younger.
right. They only focused on a summer, just that summer, literally that
Right,
summer,
right.
and that's where he found his passion for food, because he was like, I want to be a writer, but then he ended up, going to going to the kitchen and finding his passion, and then eventually he wrote like I think like 3 books, and then he had like 2 reality shows. I think I know he had the one. I think he had another one,
Right.
and the dude lived a life. If we're talking about the most interesting man in the world, that's that dude.
Yep, exactly.
So Tony, go see Tony. Not Anthony. He's not Anthony yet, but go see Tony. It's worth watching. It's in my top 10.
Nice.
So speaking of top 10, we're gonna end this out like we usually do with box office. Box office from the most recent week. Like I said, top 10. Number 10, Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasmo.
Which I want to watch. I heard great things from it.
It's with Gillian Anderson.
Yeah, buddy.
Weekend gross 1.94 mil. It had a huge surge, 113%. So some people went to go see this. Domestic being 3.68, international 0.80, worldwide 4.48 million on a $10 million budget. So not bad.
That's fine.
This is its third week, I believe. Number 9, The Fast and the Furious re-release for the 25-year anniversary. Weekend gross 3.10 million. Domestic being 148.25 mil. International 59 million. Worldwide, that's to add to the already established budget, 207.25 million on a $38 million budget.
Family.
Everybody showed up for family. So good for them.
Yeah.
Number 8, your favorite movie, Spa Weekend. I didn't even know this. To be honest, I didn't know this movie existed until I saw a poster for it. I'm like, what? 3.11 million for weekend gross. International being 1.80, worldwide 4.91 million. The budget being $20 million.
Wait. Oh shit! Is that the one with Ann Faris?
I think so.
Sorry, I just saw a TikTok with like her and the other two ladies like doing yoga stuff and bikinis. So that's what I'm just. I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
What else?
Yeah. Sure. Number 7. We are just talking about him. Tony. Weekend gross 5.1 million. Okay, so this is an interesting story with Tony. Let's see. Originally, it had a limited release, like I mentioned, because I think it originally came out on August 9th.
Yep.
But then it had a bigger release. It expanded into 1,642 screens. So it had a bigger release, which gave it a 576% jump in revenue compared to its limited run. So good.
Right. Good.
Domestic total 6.65, international 1.20. Worldwide, it's made 7.85 on a budget of $10 million. So not bad.
Good for it.
By this time, I think it probably would have made more. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Number 6, Mutiny, newest Jason Statham film.
Oh, well.
Where he's on a bed. I don't know.
Murder people.
He's murdering the boat. I don't fucking know. 7.50 million. International, 5.30 million. Worldwide, 12.80 on a budget of 40 million. So,
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah. Good for them. They tried. The top 5 is kind of different. Some movies got shuffled around. Number 5, The End of Oak Street. Weekend gross was 9 million. It had a negative 57% drop. Domestic being 37.97 million. International 18.2. Worldwide being 86 million on a budget of 80 million. So it already surpasses budget, but by not much. So, yeah, I mean, the film, it's weird. I'm seeing a lot of people praise the film, and I'm the only one who's just like,
I'm waiting to watch it. Like, I wish I would have watched it last week. I just didn't get around to see it. Again, Anne Hathaway, I'll watch her in anything. So,
anyone that liked it, it's fine. It's obviously fine when you like a thing. I'm just the one who's like,
So yeah, you said it was fine. It's just not. It wasn't breathtaking.
It wasn't what I thought it'd be, because like it's an easy sell for me. Dinosaurs. I'm like, all right, got me. But that's the case. I should have seen the new Paw Patrol movie, which I will. I will review the new Paw Patrol movie for you guys. Just you wait. No, I mean this looked interesting, but it's just like the concept was there. It just felt like it was a clash in tones because you had the It Follows director with his own vision, then you had J.J. Abrams with his vision. It's like just didn't mesh for me. I'm just mainly talking about what worked for me. Speaking of Paw Patrol, number 4, Paw Patrol, the Dino movie.
Oh, shit.
It took over End of Oak Street. Yeah, you can't beat those puppies. You just can't. 9.10 million on a 55% drop. 35.41 million international, 42.5 million. Worldwide being 77.91 million on a $40 million budget. So
why does Paw Patrol have a $44 million budget? Jesus Christ.
No, 40 million.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
You need to get those dogs. Get that information about my dogs right. Come on. I mean, it's kids.
Yeah, I get that. I just don't get the budget. Why it's that high? It's a fucking cartoon.
Those dogs need to get paid. What do you want me to say? Yeah. When they I had a dad joke, I'm not gonna say it. You know, I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. When they saw their paycheck, they called their agent and said, "Hey, there's a problem with my pay. What's wrong?" "Oh, it's a little rough."
Oh, you dad jokes.
I'm here all night. Number 3, The Odyssey. No longer in number 2. Well, it might be in number 2 by next week. You never know. 19.50 million on a 17% drop. Domestic, 53.6 mil. International, 860.94 million. Worldwide, 1.40 billion. So it's officially the highest grossing rated R movie All time.
Deserved.
It beat
Especially since
it.
they're releasing all the behind the scenes shit. Oh, I love it.
It's in IMAX. It's the IMAX money is. I need to see this in IMAX at least before, because from what I heard, it's still going to be in theaters until November. That's
Yeah.
what I heard. It's not going away anytime soon. So I need to see this shit in IMAX. But yeah, it dethroned Deadpool and Wolverine as the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. So number 2, Insidious Into the Further. Weekend gross being 25.30 mil, international 34.7, worldwide being 60 mil, on a budget of $18 million. Like I said,
Eight. Did you say 18?
Blumhouse is cheap.
Jesus Christ, these movies, they make hand over fist and profit.
So, you remember what I mentioned about the film, how like there's a cop character and he's literally the only cop in the film?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I equated to, because like Blumhouse keeps their budget super fucking low to the point where it's just like we're not going to hire any more actors, and if there are actors, they're not going to speak, because if they speak, we have to pay them, and we're going to be as cheap as possible. And this movie didn't look that cheap, even though like the scenes with like the fog, I'm like, okay, the fog's still like whatever, fine. But like everything else, it at least looked at least looked a little better.
Right.
Like the makeup looked a little better. It didn't look cheap, but yeah, Blumhouse. That's how they stay successful, is by going as cheap as possible.
Well, they made money again.
Yes, sir. We're gonna be getting even more Insidious. This is number 1. Take a guess as to what number 1 is. Spider-Man. Spider-Man Brand New Dawn. Weekend gross 39 million. It had a 45% drop. Domestic being 854.90 million. International being one. Am I getting that right? 1.365 million. I don't know. I can't read my handwriting apparently. Worldwide being 2.2 billion. So it is now the highest grossing Spider-Man movie. It is in the top 5 of the highest grossing movies of all time. It's right behind Titanic, which fuck that movie. So fucking go after Titanic, you fuckers. Come on, Spider-Man, beat the Titanic. Yes. Let's see. The second Avatar movie, Endgame, and then the first Avatar movie. So I could see it maybe getting to 3.
Yeah.
And maybe overtaking Endgame, which Endgame is re-releasing, so I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah.
Endgame's like, the only way we can beat our own property is by having another property of ours beat our own property.
Right.
And then
with 10 additional minutes.
It's doing the Vince McMahon thing with the NWO. I have to kill what I created. With the NWO. Wow, 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 wow. But yes, so top box office insights and trivia. Some fun facts. Sony Pictures locked up both the number 1 and number 2 spots with Spider-Man Brand New Day and Insidious. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Claiming over 50% of the top 10's combined domestic revenue. What else is Sony? Yeah. Spidey beats Star Wars and Avengers, adding 109 million globally. This frame pushed Brand New Day to 2.2 billion worldwide, moving past both Star Wars: The Force Awakens and Infinity War, and has become the 5th highest grossing movie of all time. So
deserved.
Nolan's personal best, the Odyssey crossed 539 million. Domestically, officially pushing past The Dark Knight to become Christopher Nolan's highest grossing domestic release of his career.
I keep seeing people saying, and I think this is just, I consider it baloney, just because I know he said he's going to take a 3-year break. But they're saying Nolan's next movie is going to be a horror movie.
I hope so.
I would love it. I don't. I love your idea. If Nolan did Dante's Inferno, oh, take my fucking money.
Take my money, take my blood, take my life, take everything.
What if he did the trilogy? The whole fucking thing.
Okay, we're gonna be here all night talking about this. We have to horror.
Holy shit!
Speaking of horror, well, there's just a budget of 18 million, like I mentioned, Insidious out of the further grossed 60 million globally in its opening 3-day window, already turning a net profit for Blumhouse and Sony. And then I mentioned with Tony, it expanded wide into a 1,642 screens, gave the indie biopic drama Tony a staggering 576% jump in revenue compared to its limited run last weekend. And like you mentioned at the top of the hour, Obsession has already grossed over $500 million. So. And that's the show.
Very nice.
Yes, people. Thank you to everyone watching. Whether you're on the YouTube channel, The Experience, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a like and a comment. It helps with the algorithm. So thank you to everyone that tuned in tonight. Also on the Facebook. Also on, well, I don't mean to flick you. Let's be fuck all you. Fuck it. No, also on Twitter. And just subscribe to all my socials, whether it be Twitter, whether it be Instagram, whether it be TikTok, and everything else. And most importantly, the YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to that. Pretty pleased with sprinkles on top.
Yes.
And we will be back next week, same time, same channel, on Mondays at 6 p.m. You can also watch The Experience on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central Time with me and Justin from Spy Master Tees. We didn't do one last week because Justin was feeling under the weather, so I just decided to take the week off. And we'll have some things to talk about this Wednesday. So, and that's really enough about me. So, Joe, take us home.
You can find me on OnlyFans. Kidding. Nobody wants to see that. You can find me on Twitter and TikTok at Moose Breath. I always talk about movies and stuff and things and bullshit. But yeah, give all the likes and subscribes to Drew. He puts in all the hard work. I'm here to look pretty. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for. I'm the backseat driver. Drew's the driver, and we're here to have fun. And we'll see you next week. And I'm dead. Anywho, yeah, great show, guys. Again, leave your comments. Anything you want us to talk about, please let us know. Give us stuff that you guys been watching. I mean, we tell you all the time what we've been watching. Tell us what you've been watching. We want to know. And then hit that like and subscribe.
And unfortunately, I will not be watching Paw Patrol, the Dino movie. So sorry, people. I was just joking. Damn. I'll watch it if you pay me. Like,
there we go. There we go.
Cash at me if you want me to watch.
But yeah,
Paw Patrol or whatever weird movie.
Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And thank you, Drew. Great show. As always, we'll see you next Monday.
Peace out.